Good morning, y'all. It is 8:43. It's Tuesday. Man, we got the lights down low in here. It's real nice. I got my displays lit up, and I don't think I even have to turn on the overhead lights, which is real nice. It feels pretty good in here today, except for it's messy. I've got company coming into town, so everything from the room has come out here. Big stuff. We sold some stuff, man. $612 over 13 orders. I'm just about to get that picked. I'll do a little review of what we got. There's not going to be much else today for Lego. I think I'm going to go out and do some landscaping stuff. Trying to make it look nice. We got my family coming in, and then a week later we got my wife's family coming in. It's all of our families, I guess, technically. So we got that, and then we got the little guy's birthday, which we're planning for, and got some stuff to do for that. So it's gonna be a pretty short Lego week, but it hasn't stopped the sales. It hasn't stopped us from listing stuff. I pushed a bunch of stuff live last night, and then sent out a notification for it. I think it was like over 400 items on Bricklink, so that always generates a little bit of sales. And then the sets from that I worked on all last week have started to sell, and so that's helping. So we have the ability to get some pretty big sales. Yeah, like $600 in a day is pretty nuts for a Monday. Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, and then I also finished off Quickie Mart, Barrel Run. Both of those I had already listed them, and hadn't received the parts for it yet, and we got the parts for it. So now I'm in the clear if I sell it. So I've got all those certified complete, so that's really nice. I'm gonna have to do something to the certified complete section over here. It's gonna look really dark over here. I want to be able to kind of mark off, see, like The Simpsons. I don't know if you can see it. It takes up 4 slots. I kind of want to just store them like books because it takes up way less space, and like I don't really worry about them falling because 99% of the set is on the shelf, and so like that's a really good spot for certified stuff. So there's a couple of things I need to move off there and get them somewhere else, and then just kind of go full bore and change the shelves that they only fit certified stuff. But I've got my price tags on the outside, and so like that kind of helps me see where each one is. I also write on each one what set it is and how many of them there are. So this is Voltron 1 of 2, and this is Voltron 2 of 2. That way, if one of them wanders off, or if I get a little, like if those get mixed up a little bit, I know what goes with what. The very first one's always easy, right? The one that has the manual, but it's the other ones. Or sometimes I'll be like, oh, does this only have one thing, or does it have 2? And so it's a simple way to keep track of all that stuff. But yeah, I'm about to pick all these orders, and then I don't think I'm going to clean in here today. I don't know if I'm going to get to cleaning in here this week. We've got other stuff that needs to get done in the house. So I had my video guy come by, Travis, which is awesome. I handed over another SD card, so we're making a lot of these things now, so that feels really good. I'm hoping to get that released. It's weird because if you've watched this, you've watched others already, and so it's been a while that these have been out. But in real time, this is where before anything else has really even gone live. So I'm hoping maybe this weekend we'll be able to get them up and out of here. But yeah, sweet. All right, I'll check in after we get everything picked. Well, I totally forgot to film before I started packing some orders. I did want to show what we got. Some Ninjago stuff that I significantly underpriced, especially this head. They did a pretty big order, so I mean, it sucks, but I need to pay attention. What happened was I had somebody else listing the parts, and then I was going to do a review of all the parts before I pushed them live. I didn't do that, and probably like an $8 to $10 loss, not anything crazy. There's like some of the other items they bought were upcharged a little bit because they're in Ninjago, so it all kind of evens out. Just a lesson learned, right? Like I want that person to make sure that they get the stuff that they ordered. CMF's killing it again. It looks like people are just like buying a whole series, so this is probably 14. I can't tell. I don't know. one of the series, it looks like they're just ripping through and getting it all. So that's pretty rad. These guys, Sasquatch plus the zombie pirate, they just don't last. And then this Lasher guy too. Anytime we have him, he's just gone. Pretty rad. Those went out. I don't think there's anything like crazy expensive, really. And I didn't pack anything nuts. I think I only packed 3 orders. The total on everything is 415, not 615. So I don't know what I was thinking. But still, that's a really good day. Our average is up. But yeah, good stuff. I'm gonna keep packing and then check in later. All right, guys, it's Wednesday at about 3:15. I'm calling it for the day. We had some massive sales yesterday. I picked and packed everything, got it boxed up. About over $500. I think it was closer to like 540 by the time I was done packing. I think a small order came through. Pretty awesome. Sold the Discovery, sold, what was the other thing? Pirate ship. Yeah, pretty awesome. It was the Imperial flagship, but not the like gnarly one, just like the old school 80s one. So that went out, and then just spent a bit of time cleaning up. Time's going to be limited this week because of family, so we're just going to be working in here when we can, but probably won't be doing much vlogging. Other than that, pretty slow. Just making moves on some collections that are getting tallied up. Potentially a lot of money to be spent buying some new collections. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's scary. Like when all this stuff comes in at the same time and you got 3 or 4 collections that people are wanting to sell, and the stuff's not going out as fast as it could be potentially coming in, it just starts to get a little scary because one, you don't want to miss out on the opportunity, and 2, like you just need to make sure that you're making enough to stay afloat, keep your head above water. We're doing that now, but it's like the stuff can get away from you if you're buying large collection after large collection. So we'll choose which ones we want to move forward with. That's kind of the negotiation part of it right now. Is like it's hard because the truth of it is that we have limited funds, and so when people come to us, it's like I don't try and use that as a negotiating tactic because it doesn't matter to the other person whether or not I have enough money to buy it, right? What matters to them is the price that they want. But that's just not always the case, and it just feels bad to be like, hey, sorry, like we bought with another collection or something like that. So yeah, we'll see. But I always like to get good stuff, so you always got to be on the hunt. It's just like buying the wrong thing can just be so detrimental. Slow to sell, slow to recoup, lower margins, and then the big part of it is opportunity cost for the items that you can't buy because you don't have enough money because you've tied it up into something that's bad. That's the part that I need to do better at remembering when I'm looking at a collection and on the fence, right? Like if we're at a percentage that I'm on the fence about, like I think I've got to get better about just walking away and being like, hey, yeah, that's my offer. There's other places around town that you can go and shop and try and get it, but we always try and offer more cash, especially on smaller collections. Like I know a lot of the local stores here just won't even pay cash at times because they can just do store credit. So yeah, that's just like kind of our edge a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, we'll check in soon. Just glad to see the sales continuing. Not much is selling today, but we'll see if that changes by tomorrow. Hey y'all, it's Saturday the 18th. It's 3 p.m. Just wanted to check in. I've been packing and filling orders, but been sick for God. Like I made it through my kid's birthday, and then yesterday it was really bad. Today I'm up and around again, but it sucks. It's nature of having a 2-year-old or 3-year-old in daycare. I want to chat about something real quick because this is a pretty common problem with LED light strips. What happens is with certain LED light strips, they also generate heat, right? And when they get hot, or here in Texas, the humidity plus the heat causes them to fall. So let's take a look. You can see here, a couple of my light strips have already fallen. I knew that this was a possibility because I've had other light strips. I had bought
there's a VHB, which is a tape. It's a double-sided sticky tape, like a really high-end one. It's called VHB from 3M. In exactly this size. And I was going to re-put it on the back of them and do that, but I've already actually fixed some of these. You'll notice like there's some that haven't dropped. I ended up just using super glue and an activator. This stuff, man, this is the same stuff I'm using on my displays. Absolutely insane. Works so good. And then like I'm not going to worry about these again. Like with a super glue, there's no chance that the heat is going to take it down. So, and then also with this is PVC, and so the bond is super good between them. But yeah, it's a super common problem. If you're across it, there's options. VHB is great. I've used it on other projects that aren't like this. Like maybe you don't want to super glue something. It works really, really good. I use VHB actually on the back of these. Let's check these out real quick. This place is like an absolute wreck. But these, I'm gonna pop one off. Hard to do. It's right there. It's a really, really, really strong sticky tape. Lasts through the heat, lasts through the humidity and everything. Yeah, I've used it on so many projects. It's so strong. It holds up really well. And then it comes off like a command strip. If you pull it in like, if you pull it the right way, it comes off super easy. If you try and just from the front to back pull it off, it's not coming off. So pretty rad. But yeah, 2 collections. I got some new in-box high-end cars. I forget what scale they are. The Porsche's in there, like new in box. So potentially getting that, and then someone else. I threw him an offer for a large unbuilt Star Wars collection. That one's gonna take some work. Sorry, I'm getting winded just talking. It's been, yeah, I've had to use a nebulizer and stuff. Terrible. So viral infection. But talking to a guy, large unbuilt Star Wars collection. We've been selling a lot of good Star Wars stuff, so we'll always bite at that at the right price. But yeah, always on the hunt. Still trying to do as much as I can. You know, we got birthday stuff. We did a ton of birthday stuff. On his birthday, we got his room all set up, and it came out really, really, really cool. And then we got other projects, but trying to get healthy. God, just fighting. Well, let's turn a corner eventually. At least it's nothing serious, right? This is all temporary stuff, but yeah, still fighting, still getting it going. Orders have just been coming through. Yesterday I packed up. Somebody bought the UCS Yoda, like the big one, and then also the Dark Falcon. And so, again, always have a good selection of boxes because I had the right box that fit all that stuff, and it just makes everything so much easier. If you're fighting or trying to make a box, which I've done quite a bit, it's just such a pain. Like they have those variable size boxes. I know through Uline. I might consider getting some of those just because it just makes such a big difference when you have the right box. But yeah, I think we did $600 on, what day is today? Today's the 18th. Yeah, 2 days ago we did $600, which is really good. Today's been a bit slower. But yeah, I'll give a month, like halfway point through the month update. I'm going to try and figure out a schedule for when I want to give these updates for finances because I don't always remember to do them. And so if I would, end a week might be best, or halfway through the month, or at the end of the month, I'm not really certain. But I know it's really interesting to me, and so I'm sure other people would find it interesting to some degree. But yeah, cool. I'm trying not to cough, sorry. I'm just gonna plow through these orders and then we'll check in soon.